ये वर्ल्ड मेडिटेशन आवर शुरू किया है। प्रकृति का प्रकोप देखो, बता रहे थे कि 2-4 दिन पहले मॉरिशस में इतनी बारिश हुई, कितनी ब्रिजेस गिर गई, कितने मकान छत तक
go in Mauritius, there was so much rain that the bridges were broken, the ceilings, the roof, the houses were affected. In November in USA, there was so much. There was a storm, and I was flying from India. But for 5 days, I could not fly because there was no flights going to New York. And there's also a lot of snow at the moment. So it's like the nature is displeased and is also, showing its form. We have the company of Baba all the time.
कई बार ऐसा होता है कि बाबा का साथ कोई अनुभव करते हैं और कईयों को नहीं होता है.
But sometimes some do experience the company of Baba, and sometimes some people don't. Some say, well, it's very easy, and some say, well, I really try very hard, but I do not have the experience of Baba being with me. So for that, what we need to pay attention to, that the stage Baba wants us to attain. Because sometimes what happens, the intellect actually goes into the situation to find solution, etc. So, but our intellect gets so engrossed and involved in the situation that we actually become very distant from it. So one thing is to understand based on the knowledge what the situation is, but the other thing is to really get involved and engrossed in it. So the stage that Baba wants will only happen with practice. So 3 things. The first thing is the soul conscious stage. The other one is the bodiless stage.
जो दादियों को देख के ख्याल में आते हैं, जिसको कहते हैं विदेही स्थिति.
The other stage we see is with the dadis. In Hindi the word is different, but in English it's very similar to bodiless stage. So what is the difference between being soul conscious and being the awareness of the body?
तो उस पर जब हम बाबा के पास आए, ब्रह्मा बाबा हम बच्चों को,
so when we came to Brahma Baba, Baba would say, go to the mount and think and consider yourself to be the soul, that I am the one performing action through the body and seeing through the eyes. I'm working through my hands. So this is the awareness that Baba asks us to practice. That soul conscious stage. It's not about just sitting and thinking, I'm a soul, I'm a soul. But the soul consciousness actually is established, is attained when we are aware of ourselves as a soul in action. Sometimes we feel we have really very good yoga, and when we come out and then somebody says, and then we lose our temper. So what happened? That we just were so in a good stage of yoga, and then somebody said something and we lost it. Because we haven't actually practiced enough to be in that soul conscious stage whilst in action. And it is very important because it is through this the battery of the soul is charged. So it is to have that awareness whilst in action.
जब आत्मिक स्थिति है,
so it's not just that we will not make mistakes,
कनेक्शन में देर नहीं लगती.
But then it's also easy to establish connection with
तो
Baba.
चलते फिरते कार्य करते व्यवहार में आते
whilst in action,
बाबा
whilst
की
moving
प्रेजेंस
around,
महसूस हो,
we can feel Baba's
बाबा के
presence
हर संबंध से जो प्राप्ति हो रही,
and the attainment through
सर्वशक्तिमान से जो
every
शक्ति का
relationship
अनुभव हो,
and the
उसके लिए
power that
आत्मिक
we
स्थिति
need,
का
we can
अभ्यास
attain
बहुत जरूरी है।
through the
तो
Almighty
आत्मिक स्थिति क्या
authority.
हुई
It is
कि
very
आत्मिक
important to
स्मृति
have
में
that
रहते हुए
awareness,
कर्म इंद्रियों का प्रयोग,
awareness
तो
of
वो
the
स्थिति बन
soul.
जाती है एक नेचुरल।
Whilst in action,
अभी
it
इस समय
becomes
हम
a
देखें तो कुछ
natural
परसेंटेज, काफी परसेंटेज
natural
नेचुरल भी हो
habit.
सकती है, परंतु सारा समय वो स्थिति रहे, होनी चाहिए ना, क्योंकि हूँ तो मैं आत्मा ही ना।
So it
हूँ
should
तो मैं
be
शुद्ध
that
स्वरूप हूँ,
awareness
हूँ
throughout the
तो मैं
day,
प्रेम
isn't it?
स्वरूप,
Why?
हूँ न
Because I
मैं वो,
am a soul, isn't it?
परंतु
I
क्यों
am
भूल जाता है,
loving, I am peaceful.
फिर
So why
क्यों
do we
संस्कार
forget?
इमर्ज हो जाते हैं,
So why does other sanskars
परिस्थिति
then
का
emerge?
प्रभाव आ जाता है,
Why are
क्योंकि
we
हमने
influenced by a
जितना
situation?
अभ्यास हमको करना चाहिए,
Because we haven't
तो इस
practiced
बात पर आप ध्यान देंगे ना,
enough,
तो
as
आप
much the
देखेंगे कि एक
extent we
ऐसी
need to
स्थिति है
practice.
जिसमें बाबा की उपस्थिति बहुत महसूस होती है।
So this
तो
is
कर्म करते
the
हुए
soul consciousness
बाबा के
whilst in
संबंध,
action, and to have that
ये नहीं कि बैठे
relationship with
हैं,
Baba.
हम बैठे हैं, संबंधों का सुख अलग से होता है,
So when we're sitting down and
परंतु हर
meditating and
संबंध में
experiencing
जैसे बाबा करण
the
करावन
attainment
हार
of
है,
all
तो
relationship,
बुद्धि
that's
में है,
different.
रियलाइजेशन भी होती है,
But
विश्वास भी होता है।
whilst
आजकल
in
बाबा कह रहे हैं
action,
फिर क्यों
so it's
ऐसा
in our
होता है
intellect
कि
that
सूक्ष्म में
it
भी
is the
मैं बना
awareness
जाता
is
है
there.
देहभान
But
का।
Baba is
जब
questioning
करण
that
करावन
why
हार बाबा
that we
हैं, मैं
forget that
निमित्त
Karan
हूँ,
Karavanhar, the one who's making
तो
things
अनुभव
happen,
तब
is
हो
Baba.
जब कर्म कर
And
रहे
how
हैं,
come
आत्मिक
that's in a
स्थिति है,
subtle way the ego
तो बाबा
comes
की
in, the
याद
I
है,
comes
तो
in.
हमेशा ऐसे महसूस होगा कि
So when there is the
हमने तो नहीं
soul
किया,
conscious state and when there
तो
is the
करण
remembrance
करावन
of Baba,
बाबा करा रहे हैं।
then it is like,
तो
I didn't
ये
do it, it
अभ्यास,
is the Karan Karavanhar Baba, the one
कई
who is
कहते हैं अभी तो ये तो
performing,
पहला
one who's
लेसन
making
है,
it happen,
हमने
is
कहा पहला
making it
लेसन अगर
do.
पक्का हो जाए
So some say, well, this is the
तो
first
लास्ट भी हो
lesson.
जाएगा।
So, but it's the
हम
first
आगे
lesson
बढ़
that we
रहे
need
हैं,
to
बढ़ते रहते
become,
हैं, और पहला
to
लेसन
make
अभी
it
तक कच्चा
firm,
है।
then the last lesson
तो
will
हमने
be
ब्रह्मा
firm.
बाबा को देखा
So we
कि
may progress,
बहुत
but
बाबा
we
का,
feel, unless the first lesson is
एकदम देखते ही पता
not
लगता था कि
firm,
अंदर में
and then there's a
विचार
question
सागर
mark.
मंथन,
So whenever you used to
अभ्यास,
see Baba, then it
मनन
was to
चिंतन,
feel that Baba
तो
used
इस
to,
पर भी बात चली कि उसमें
constantly be
कई बातें ले सकते हैं
churning.
हम, आत्मिक स्थिति के लिए
So
कम
for
से कम 10-12 बातें ले
So
सकते
we
हैं।
can take about 10 to
कभी
12
आत्मा
different
के
things
स्वरूप को,
about the soul,
कभी आत्मा
sometimes the
के
form
स्वधर्म
of the
को,
soul, sometimes the
कभी आत्मा
religion
के
of the soul,
स्वदेश को,
sometimes the home of the
कभी आत्मा
soul,
के पार्ट को,
and the role of the soul.
काफी तरह से,
So a lot of things
जिस
we
पर
can
3
think
शब्द यूज
about,
होते हैं, एक मनन, दूसरा चिंतन, तीसरा मंथन।
right? 3 things in terms of
तो
churning in
मनन
Hindi.
करने की नेचर,
Manan is like you're thinking
जितनी
about
जितनी
it,
मनन करेंगे,
you're
इतने
contemplating.
तक गहराई में मनन करने की नेचर हो
So to
कि मार्जिन ही नहीं हो
think
कि कोई और
in with
थॉट आए।
that depth that there's no margin for any other
अभी
thought
विचार
to
आते हैं
come.
व्यर्थ, फिर हम हटाते हैं,
So sometimes a waste comes and then
परंतु
we
मनन
make
में
effort,
ही जो व्यस्त है, मनन ही
to
ज्ञान का
remove
हो रहा है।
them. So, but if our habit is of that churning,
विचार
that
सागर मंथन
contemplating,
कहा जाता है कि इतना मंथन चल रहा है ज्ञान का
so it's like
कि
a
और कोई
kind of
ख्याल ही ना है।
contemplation,
तो समय
you're going
ऐसा
into
है
depths of
कि
churning.
ऐसी स्थिति हमारी नेचुरल रहे।
So the time is such
तो कई
that
बार मैं
our
भी चार्ट
state
चेक
of that
करती हूँ,
awareness
अगर
should be
रियली
very, very
आत्मिक स्थिति है
natural.
और
So I
आत्मिक
check
भाव
my
है दूसरे
chart
के
that
प्रति,
if I am aware
आत्मिक
of
दृष्टि
myself
है,
as a soul, if I
आत्मिक
have the
वृत्ति
vision
है,
of
क्योंकि
soul,
ये
it's in
आत्मिक
my
स्मृति फिर
attitude,
हमारी दृष्टि में, हमारी वृत्ति में,
but
हमारे
because
व्यवहार में भी
it will also
प्रत्यक्ष
be
दिखाई देती है ना
visible
कि हम
in
किसी
our
से, कोई कैसा भी
interaction, in
है,
our attitude, in our
ब्राह्मण
vision,
है चाहे बाहर
whether
का
they are
लौकिक व्यक्ति है,
Brahmins
तो
or they are
आत्मा ना।
Lokik person, they're all
तो
soul,
ये तो नहीं
isn't
मैं
it?
कहूँगी कि बीकेस को तो मैं आत्मा देखती हूँ,
It's
या
not
कोई
that I
कहे
will
बाहर
say
वालों
that
को आत्मा देखती हूँ, बीकेस में नहीं।
I see BKs
तो
as soul
कैसे
and
वो
not the others,
सिमरती
or I see
फिर
Lokiks
वृत्ति
as
बन
soul
जाती
but
है
not the
आत्मिक,
BKs. No, it's for
फिर
everyone.
दृष्टि है,
So it's our
फिर उसी तरह
attitude.
का
Within our
व्यवहार अर्थात
attitude, there
कृति
is that
कर्म भी
awareness,
चलता है।
especially, and then also in our
फिर उसका
vision, in
प्रभाव
our
ऐसा होता है
action,
कि ऐसा
and
लगता है कि हमारा संसार ही ऐसा है।
then influence
तो
is such
आत्मिक
that it's
स्मृति
actually
वृत्ति
that our
दृष्टि
world
कृति
is of that.
फिर बनाएगी सृष्टि.
And so the drishti, the vision, the vritti, the attitude, the kriti, the action, and then the world. So what is the practice is that we are creating thoughts, and we also create thoughts of such kind that we actually experience ourselves to be a soul. Otherwise, there's always this battle of the waste thoughts coming and then we're removing them. Let that be awareness. So when can we experience the supersensuous joy? When there is that churning and we are aware of ourselves as a soul. And the bodiless stage, awareness beyond the body. So you cannot be experiencing this whilst in action so much like you're in a kitchen or you're working. So you are aware of yourself as a soul. And but this awareness or the practice of bodiless stage is that you can experience that at Amrit Vela or during the yoga, and it is of going beyond. And to become conquerors of element, we have to have this bodiless stage or the experience of bodiless stage. So whether it's illness or whether in any other form, elements, the nature will challenge. So sometimes it's illness, sometimes it's through people. We have to become the conqueror of elements. In the awareness of the soul, that stage, we are using the elements, we're using the body. But the second stage is that I am beyond. I am beyond and I'm using the body. So whilst in action, it's like you're being loving. But whilst in the practicing the bodiless stage, it's like being beyond the body. When I was in London one time, Dadi Janki's health was not very good. Her body was so weak. And she wasn't doing much. She wasn't able to do much through her body. And suddenly she had a thought that all of these people are coming. What does Dadi Gulzar does? Dadi Gulzar practices that bodiless stage. So to go beyond, to see yourself as a soul beyond the body, the awareness of the body. So then when you practice that, it's like you've accumulated the power and then you're able to use it in time. And Dadi Janki went into this stage of bodilessness, and within 5 minutes, like her hands started to work and the energy came in. Because when you practice, then your stage is also made, is ready. Then whenever you need to emerge, you're able to emerge and use it. So to practice the bodiless stage. So when we are able to go beyond and be detached from the elements, the body, so lot of karmic accounts, lot of subtle accounts, especially with the body. And we don't often understand, and we sometimes say that I don't know what's happening, but the effect of the mind, the atmosphere, the conversation, the impact of all of these things, it's like the body becomes very stiff. But sometimes, when we go into the depths of yoga, then it's like you experience the body to be so light, like an angel. So to practice from time to time, it is very important to practice the bodiless stage and to use when necessary. When you have a lot of work, so just 2 minutes, 5 minutes, be bodiless state, and then come into the awareness of the soul, and then come into action. The third stage she's describing is Videhi. It's in English, of course, it's translated as sort of bodiless state, but beyond the body. So it's playing with words. So when I see dadis, how they use their bodies. Baba, you have to take service. Baba, you want me to do this. One of the latest experience after she had a fall, she didn't have so much the courage to come up. It's so cold. And there was this program a few days ago in Ahmedabad, and Nirvai requested Dadi to even come for one session at least. And so she went up to Dadi Gulzar. She says, Nirvai is requesting me to go to Ahmedabad. And Dadi Gulzar said, yeah, you go. And as she went to Ahmedabad, then she was returning from Ahmedabad. She just had this thought she wants to come to Gyan Sarovar. So it's like she almost felt that I will not be able to go to Pandav Bhavan or Gyan Sarovar. And Dadi had the intention to stay for 2-3 days, but obviously there were so many souls downstairs, so she had to go. So she stayed for a night, and there was no problem. So that I'll use the Hindi word for it because in English it's very close to bodiless state. So Videhi Avastha, the state of being Videhi, it's like you're going beyond the pull of body. So there is a total different awareness.
तो उसमें अभी थोड़े ही दिन हुए हैं, लेकिन बहुत अच्छा चांस नीचे भी थे जब तो दादी गुलजार 2 दिन रहे.
And I've just been here for a few days, and I had some time. I was in Shantivan, and I was with Dadi Gulzar.
अभी उन्होंने सिटिंग रूम में बहुत सुंदर बाबा का
in her sitting room she has a very beautiful translite, and in her bedroom too. So when she is talking to us, but Dadi Gulzar talking to us, and suddenly she'll start taking drishti from Baba, and there's so much love for Baba. So I thought, it's not it's not a question about making effort. It's like I, the soul, am in the body, and I am in that Videhi stage, and I have to go beyond the body and use the body. So then I thought and realized that what is it that Baba wants? All Baba wants is just that love for Baba, that, we want to become complete, we want to become perfect. And I asked Dadi, what did you ask Baba? What did you speak to Baba? And Dadi said, all I was speaking to Baba was that I'm taking all the powers from you, and all I want is all the powers. I want to become complete, and there is so much power. The face was just very, very different. Somebody asked me a little while ago, in 2 words, can you explain that? Explain what meditation is. So if it was somebody, a BK, we would talk about soul, but we can't talk about souls directly to a new person. So, and I was just thinking, even, for BKs, what is meditation? So it's about churning the knowledge and churning about God. So it's about churning about God, and whether it's about soul, about the point of drama, about time. So it's about churning the knowledge, or any aspect of knowledge, and then also churning about God, about thinking about God, sing the praise of God. is Baba's wonder. Baba tells us about the fortune. It tells us about who we are. So the time will come.
जैसे बाबा ने 3 मुरलियों में कहा,
हाहाकार
तो होना ही है.
In the recent Murlis, 3 times Baba has mentioned that yes, upheaval will take place and then there will be glorification. So we won't be able to avoid any of that.
जैसे मैंने कहा दिल्ली में बैठे रहे क्योंकि कोई फ्लाइट
So when I left last time from here, I was in Delhi for a few days. None of the flights were going to New York. So I was saying, well, wherever we are, it's Baba's home and there's service there. But as soon as I got to New York, and there was no electricity where I was living,
जो पोल्स थे बड़े-बड़े पेड़ हैं सब पोल्स गिर गए थे
because of the storms, heavy storms. So there was no electricity. All the poles were broken because
छोटे-मोटे काम करेंगे फिर ये करेंगे.
So we asked them to the town person to come and help us with electricity. They said, well, we have to do big jobs first and then come to little things. So at least the stove was working. And in Peace Village, the retreat center, there was and they said in Peace Village there was nothing affected, and so then they took me in the evening, though I was jet lagged. They said just sit in the car and took me to Peace Village, and then I had other places to go. And I was thinking, here people in Kashmir, there's so much snow, they don't have heating, and I was just thinking, and we, like even we have the temperature, I think 71 Fahrenheit. Even if it's a bit low, then it is. We think, oh, it should come up, So when there is natural calamities or things like that happen, so nothing should affect the body, and try being that bodiless in the bodiless stage. And sometimes it's a very scary situation. Just get into that videhi stage of being an angel. So just like we've heard the stories of Brahma Baba, somebody is coming to harm Brahma Baba. There's danger, but all that person could see was light. So whether we can call the Videhi stage as the angelic stage, where you're not aware of your own body, it's just light. So somebody is coming with wrong intention. When we were little, when we were young, when we came to Gyan, and Didi would send us here and there for service, and nobody used to be there. I was only 16, 17, and we had to come in taxis at night. I'm a world mother, I'm a Shiv Shakti. This is what Didi had taught. And I used to cover my head, and when they used to see us, they would think that this is some mother sitting. So nobody would pay attention to us, or nobody's wrong vision would come to us. So now I think about it, it is like when we have experienced the stage of being Videhi, like beyond the body, the angelic stage. So the only experience others will have is that of light, and their vision cannot fall on our body. The vision, they cannot fall on our vision. So Baba used to say that, and they also in Bhakti there's an example, the memorial of Raja Janak. So it's like a karmic accounts kind of finish, and for just sake of service, we are still playing our part.
के लिए ये टेस्ट आते हैं थोड़े बहुत।
So,
ये परीक्षाएं आती
you know,
हैं।
we asked
तो
Dadi
ऐसे कहने का
Gulzar why
भाव ये
these
कि
things
आएंगी
happen.
बातें हर
So
तरह
Dadi
से
Gulzar
आएंगी।
said they're just
परंतु
allowing
अगर
us
हम
to
लोगों ने
make
अपने को
us
किसी ने कहा
conquerors of
पुरुषार्थ किया है,
elements, you know,
मैंने कहा
things, the
पुरुषार्थ है,
challenges of the
प्रिपेयर करना,
body.
अपने को तैयार रखना।
So what is the
अच्छा
effort? Is
पुरुषार्थ
to
एवर रेडी
prepare,
है।
to be ready, to be ever
दोनों
ready,
तरह
in
से कोई
fact.
बात आ जाए तो भी एवर रेडी है, कोई काम आ जाए तो भी एवर रेडी
So
है।
whether it is
कि
something that
बातें भी तो
comes or
आएंगी ना।
some task that
मैं ये सोचती हूँ कि आप तो
appears,
सब लोगों को कहते हैं
we
ये
are
होगा
ready,
ये
we are
होगा,
ever
फिर
ready.
मैं कई बार मन में बैठ के सोचती हूँ अच्छा जब ये होगा फिर कैसा होगा।
And we've been
जैसे
telling
प्रैक्टिकली मैं
people
बता रही थी 6
that,
दिन
you know, these things will happen,
सिर्फ
these
6-8
things will
घंटे में
happen.
ही।
And so when it actually
तो
happens, what is
सबके
our
लिए
state?
परिस्थिति होंगी तो हम बाबा कहते हैं ऐसा होगा, ये नहीं कर
So
सकोगे, वो नहीं कर
Baba
सकोगे,
has already warned us that things will happen. You won't
ट्रैवल
be
नहीं
able
कर
to do
सकोगे।
this. You won't be able to travel.
तो विदेही
So while
अवस्था
I was waiting to get a
ऐसी
flight to
अवस्था
New
है
York,
जिसमें
this is
आपको
what I was
जैसे एक
reminding
फरिश्ते
myself.
का मेरा
So
शरीर जो है
the
वो
stage
लाइट
of
का
being
शरीर
Videhi
और मैं हूँ
is like
क्यों
I am
बैठी हूँ
an
इस शरीर
angel.
में,
Why am I sitting in this body?
सेवार्थ बैठी हूँ,
Just
बाबा
for
का
sake of
साक्षात्कार
service.
कराने के लिए बैठी हूँ।
So to
तो
actually
जैसे
give
कि
a vision
हमारी
of Baba
स्थिति
to
से बाबा
others.
की उपस्थिति,
So it's through our stage we are able
उपस्थिति
to
के दो अर्थ होते हैं, ऊपर उपराम स्थिति और उपस्थिति मीन्स
make the
प्रेजेंस।
presence of Baba felt. The word in Hindi,
स्थिति अच्छी
upasthiti,
है ना
she
तो
is
बाबा की
using,
प्रेजेंस है,
which actually
अगर
means
स्थिति
the
अच्छी नहीं है तो
presence.
बाबा साक्षी हो जाता है।
And so if our
नहीं
stage is
जैसे कहते
right,
खांसी होती है तो बाबा
then
चला जाता है,
Baba
तुम्हारा
becomes
हिसाब किताब है,
present. But if our stage is
खांसी
not
ठीक होती है
correct,
फिर आ
then
जाता
Baba
है,
becomes detached.
बोलने के लिए तुम्हारा
So
हिसाब
it's
किताब है,
like,
तो
you
मैं
know, when
थोड़ी
we have
बैठूंगा।
cough, Baba
तो
sort of
अगर हमने
disappears, and when it
पुरुषार्थ
goes,
लगन से
Baba
किया है,
comes. So when we have
स्थिति
made
बनी
the
हुई है,
effort
स्थिति को आप इमर्ज
with
करो
that love, you know, with that
तो बाबा की
commitment,
उपस्थिति हो जाएगी।
then our
और अगर
stage
बाबा
of
साथ
being
है,
beyond, it's like Baba's presence is felt through
ऐसे
our
नहीं कि बाबा
stage.
देखे और कहे
Then Baba is
अभी
with
मैं
us.
साक्षी हो जाता हूँ।
And it's not that, you
कई
know,
बार
Baba
दादी हमको
sees our
सुनाती
action
कहाँ
and
हो
says,
तुम,
well, I
कहाँ हो,
become detached
अभी बहुत
observer.
दर्द हो रही है, अभी आओ, आता ही नहीं है,
So, and then we
साक्षी हो
complain
जाता है।
that, you know, I'm in a lot of pain and you're not
तो
coming.
हमको
No,
याद
then
है
Baba
कि
becomes
आज कैसे
detached.
मम्मा की याद, तो मम्मा आपको
I'm also
मालूम है ये
remembering
शरीर,
Mama.
परंतु इतना साकार में भी हम देखते थे कि बाबा इतना हाजिर रहता था मम्मा के
So it
आसपास,
was like Baba used to be present in
जितना
for
मम्मा का
Mama.
भाग्य था,
So it was Mama's
बाबा
fortune.
बिल्कुल जैसे अंग संग था,
Baba was with
भोजन पर भी आ जाता
Mama,
था, शाम
whether
को भी हम देखते
sometimes
थे बाबा
Baba would
मम्मा के
come and
पास
eat
बैठे
with
काफी
me
समय तक।
meals, and Baba would be
देखो
present
मम्मा का
around her.
भाग्य था कि उपस्थिति साकार में थी। तो अभी इस समय पर हम देखते हैं कि ये जो
It was
आत्मिक
Mama's
स्थिति का भी है
fortune
ना, तो
that
इसमें भी
Saka
जो
Baba was
बाबा
there
के
in
तीनों
present.
पार्ट,
So, but
निराकार
now
रूप
we
में,
see Baba's part
अव्यक्त
in
रूप में
three
और जो
ways,
साकार में चले,
and the
तो निराकार
incorporeal,
रूप में
the
भी अभी ज्यादा से
angelic,
ज्यादा
and as well
जो
as
बाबा का पार्ट
the
चलना है,
Sakar part, the physical
अव्यक्त रूप
presence.
से तो चल रहा है,
So yes, Baba's
और
part of
तीनों रूपों से
angelic
हमको
form
पूरी
is
तरह से
happening,
ऐसा
but also the
स्थिति रखे कि
incorporeal
निराकार भी
stage.
उपस्थित हो जाए,
So our stage should be such
फरिश्ते
that the
रूप में अव्यक्त बाबा
incorporeal
भी उपस्थित हो
Baba
जाए,
is present, the angelic Baba
और
is
साकार
present.
बाबा से भी जो अनुभव हुए हैं वो
So,
राइट
and
टाइम पर
also
इमर्ज हो,
that we should be able to emerge
एकदम
the
बाबा सामने आ जाए
experiences through
साकार में
Sakar
भी।
Baba.
और जब
And
बाबा
like Baba
सामने आ
should
जाते हैं तो
also be
जैसे एकदम
present in Sakar.
कैसी स्थिति होनी चाहिए, अरे बाबा ब्रह्मा बाबा को देखो।
So what should our stage be like? Okay, see Brahma
मैं तो जब कोई
Baba.
भी बात होती मैं कहती हूँ एकदम ब्रह्मा बाबा को
So
देखो,
when something happens,
कितना
I
अचल
remind
अघोरी,
myself
कितना
that,
दाता,
you
कितना
know, look at Brahma
दयालु,
Baba,
कितना
how
बड़ा
he
दिल,
was
ब्रह्मा
unshakable,
बाबा को देखो।
immovable, how, what a donor he
अव्यक्त बाबा
was, a
को देखने से
bestower.
न्यारे होंगे, अव्यक्त
So
होंगे,
when we see Avyakt
तो
Baba Dada,
निराकारिक
it's
से भी
like
संबंध,
we learn to go
आकारिक से भी
beyond.
संबंध
So
और
our
साकारिक से भी
relationship with
संबंध,
the
और तीनों
incorporeal,
संबंध
our relationship with the
इन स्थितियों
angelic
से
Baba,
संबंधित है।
our
तो मैं तो
relationship
कहती
with
हूँ अगर
Sakar
स्थिति का
Baba.
साथ है तो
So
भगवान भी साथ है।
So if our stage is with us, it's like Baba is with us. So it's like invoking Baba. So Baba will say, I'm coming. If a stage is not right, Baba will say, get your stage right and I'll come. So if we are, coming into fluctuation, and then we try and remember Baba, Baba won't come. He says, okay, you get your stage right and then I'll come. And when our stage is correct, then Baba's presence is felt. So last little while I have been thinking about it, I've been working on it, and I wanted to share. So it's when we're in Madhuban, we get more chance. We get more chance to think about it, to practice this, because we are free from a lot of things in Madhuban. So then we're able to practice. And then when we go back, it is like, whatever time we spent in Madhuban, it actually helps us. So everybody should have this aim that whatever time you get in Madhuban, in fact, you need to make time. Let your Amrit Vela be a little longer. Find time in the evening, at night. So give time to make your stage very firm and very natural. And so that stage, your state of awareness, makes the things happen, and then everything becomes very smooth and easy. Did you follow me? Did you understand? So in our eyes, in our vision, there's just the new world in front of us. There's nothing of this world that is of interest to us. So the new world is to come, and we are the instruments to bring the new world. So yes, there's a lot of service happening, but if we are the instruments, Baba will use us for unlimited service. So our practice and our stage has to be very, very firm and very, very powerful. Okay, Om Shanti.